full name and then present. Okay? Yan, so wala pa nag-chat. Ayan, meron na isa. You say present. So, ang gagawin natin lagi ganito. No, there are two ways para i-prove na kayo ay present. Una, if you are able to vote sa ating poll sa group chat. Pangalawa, if you are able to comment your name, no, that will match yung ating attendance na ginagamit ko ngayon. So, nakikita ko anong oras kayo pumasok, anong oras kayo huling nakita dito sa Google Meet. Okay? So, those are the ways to check your attendance. Sa FB Live naman po, ganun din ang gagawin. You have to say present. Okay? Bakit ko pinapatype yung name ninyo dito sa chat? Kasi isi-save yan ng Google Meet. Para later on, pag tinignan ko yung list ng chat natin, makikita ko yung pangalan ninyo, then you are present. Sa ating FB Live, we only have 5 students. Then dito, I guess, ilan ba to? 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 times 3, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 students lang. Plus 5, 29. O, let's say 30 kasi nadagdag na isa. So, 30 students. Okay? O, may mga nagle-left pa. Iba pa tayo sa umpisa pero may mga nagle-left na. So, let me share my screen. Once I shared my screen, ako, mahihirapan na akong mag-accept ng mga participants. Ayan. Nakikita po ba yung screen ko? Sana nakikita. Okay.
Ma'am.
Let's continue. So for our module number 1, we have generating patterns. And as you can see, sa illustration natin, there are patterns not only in math, but also in different parts of our surroundings, or let's say our environment. Okay? So you are familiar with this. Now, before we start our class, before we have our poll sa ating messenger mamaya, let us have first our prayer. In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord and Father of all, thank you for today. Thank you for the ways in which you provide for us all, for your protection and love, especially during this pandemic. Despite the struggles that we are facing right now, help us to focus our hearts and our minds on what we are about to learn. Inspire us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask this in the name of Jesus. Amen. Okay. So before we start, I am going to post a poll. By the way, sa FB Live, meron kayong tatlong paraan para i-prove na kayo ay nasa FB Live. Dapat nakita ko kayo na nanonood. Kasi mag-a-appear yung pangalan nyo, di ba? Pagka nanood kayo. So, pakiabangan. Talagang late ko nilalagay yung attendance kasi yung iba attendance lang ginagawa. September 22, 2021. We have boys Jimmy, girls Jimmy. So, habang ginagawa ko to, I want you to open class point, that app, habang ginagawa ko to. And then, you type the class code, and then you will join. Yung mga nasa FB Live, you can also join. Yan, I am waiting for the participants. Yan, meron tayong isang participant. We have Manabat. How about those that are in the FB Live? May tatlong nanonood, apat na nanonood. You can also join. Isa lang student ko, si Manabat lang. Ayan, we have Magtibay, Nicole. Dalawa lang. We have Gian. Gian del Rosario. How about the others? Pwede nyo rin scan yung QR code para mas mabilis. Just have to open your camera. Then scan the QR code. Then you are ready to join. And we have Lumar Gonzalez. May anim tayong participant from the FB Live dito. You can also join the link. You just have to scan the QR code, or you can go to ClassPoint.app, then type 42944, and then type your name. Then we have Villamor, Paolo Nicole. Ating FB Live siya na yung participants natin, no? Pero yung nanonood, 5 lang. Nag-attendance lang sila ganun. By the way, isa lang ha ang pipiliin nyo pag kayo ay bumoto. Pag Gmeet, Gmeet lang po. Pag FB Live lang. Okay, huwag dodoblehin kasi nung nakaraan may dumodoble ng boto. So pag ganun, dumodoble rin yung bilang ko sa inyo. Okay? We have Rich Postrano. About the others? Ayan. So, Para sa mga pumapasok pa, trying to join, you can always join. Open naman to. So let us start first with the word cloud. So sa word cloud natin, what word or words you remembered when you read module number 1? You can type your answer sa ating chat box. And again, don't forget to say present sa ating chat box kung nandito kayo sa ating Google Meet. Nakikita niyo ba yung answer nila? Tingnan natin dito sa chat box. Sabi nila patterns, observing data based on patterns. Ano pa? Inductive reasoning. Alam niyo ba ibig sabihin ng inductive reasoning? Saan part ng lesson nyo naman na nakita? Oh, yan lang ba yung answer natin? Okay. So let me close the submission. How about sa ating FB Live? Ano po yung inyong nakitang word or natandaan salita dun sa ating module number 1? So let me close the submission. So kung makikita nyo po, ang ating highlight or top answers are generating patterns, inductive reasoning. We also have, no, konti lang siguro yung naglagay, the sequence and finite sequence. So dito dalawa yung nag-type or sumagot. Dito dalawa rin sa inductive and yung dalawa which is finite sequence and sequence, take isa. So those are the important words that you need to remember when it comes to module number 1. So how about for those na hindi nabanggit yung words? So tama din yung sinabi ni Bea, we have patterns. And tama yung sinabi ni Pastrana, observing data based on its pattern. Okay? Now, aside from that, we have finite, di ba? Or finite. Sabi nga ng iba, finite daw ang basa nila to. Let's say, finite. Ano naman yung isa pa? Bukod sa finite. Meron pa tayong isa na hindi nyo nabanggit. Bukod sa finite. Ma-partner niya yun. Magkabaliktad sila ng characteristics. Siya, finite. Yung isa, tama si Lumar, Pastrano, that's infinite sequence. So, So if we have finite sequence, we also have infinite sequence. And later on, you'll find out ano-ano ba yung mga ibig sabihin ng mga yan. Okay? Wait lang. Kasi na ako. Okay, let us proceed to what I know. So this is a multiple choice. Okay? And you are going to answer the following questions. So for number one, ito yung mga nasa ano ha, and yung mga nasa Google Meet and FB Live, you can also answer dito sa ating chat box and sa comment section. So this is the question number one. What is the next term or term in the pattern? So this is the pattern. What you need to do is to answer if it's A, B, or C. So, sa mga nasa class point, yung 10 to, you have to answer dito sa ating class point. Hinihintay ko yung inyong responses. Yung mga nasa Google Meet, andyan pa ba kayo? Sige nga, please raise your hand. Ayan, nandito pa sila. Nasaan yung iba? Dalawa lang nag-raise ng hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ayan, so nandito pa sila. So yung mga hindi ko nakikitang nag-raise ng hand, ibig sabihin wala kayo dito. Okay? Ayan. So ang sinagot nila ay letter C. How about the others? Ano pong mga answer ninyo? Bukod sa letter C. Let us check kung tama yung sagot nila. Let us show the correct answer. The correct answer is A. So bakit kaya A? Ano ba yung pattern natin? What is it all about? Or what you can see in the pattern? What can you see in the pattern? Yes, Manabat? Sige, you can open your mic. And ay, parang ayaw nyo open. Bea, si Bea, pindot ang pindot. Sige, Bea. Numbers po. Sabi nga ni Butuhan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yun daw yung nakikita niya. So, ano kaya yung napansin ng mga classmates nyo? Yung first natin na symbol dito, or should I say term, nakikita niyo yung 1, no? Gamit na number. Yung sunod ay 2, yung sunod 3, yung sunod 4, yung sunod 5. And syempre, ano sunod na doon? 6. Okay? So, ang susunod nyo pang kailangan tingnan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, alam nyo na yung numbers that consists of numbers. You also need to look at their position. Okay? That's why, as you can see, sa ating answer, ang answer ay letter A and not letter C. Bakit kaya? Yes, it's 6. Pero pansinin nyo yung una, pangalawa, pangatlo, pang-apat, lahat sila, they are written na nakapaloob, magkaharap yung numbers. Okay? And yung last pattern natin or term, nakalabas or magkatalikod yung dalawang 5. So, anong kasunod niya? Yes, 6, yung number, and magkatalikod din sila. So, the answer here is letter A and not C. But it is good that you tried. Okay, how to answer po sa class point? All you have to do is to join this link, class point, that app, and then you enter the class code. Or you can also um, what do you call this? Scan this QR code. Then you can join the class point. Okay? Makikita nyo dyan sa inyong browser na lumalabas yung question ko and at the same time yung choices. Next, let us have number 2. So for number 2, you have to give the next two terms. 1, -2, 4, -8, 16, and so on. So all you have to do is to choose from A to B. So let me start. Makikita dyan kung saan kayo pipili ng letter. Okay? Yes, Gonzales, Marlu, Mark, Marlu, sorry. Mark Louie. Sa mga hindi makapag-join dito, you can also chat your answers sa ating in-call messages. Ayan, so yung mga answer na sila. Dalawa yan bumoto sa A, lima sa B, isa sa C, tatlo sa A, walang sumasagot ng D. Ay, meron pala isa. Okay, pito na sa B. Okay. So you only have 9 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So, tingnan muna natin yung leaderboard kung sino yung nauuna. Ang nauuna ay si Amoroso, Calvin with 1,000 points. Bago natin i-show yung yung answer or then we have Jerry with 894 points kasi ito hindi ko napakita kanina. We also have Soraya, 876, top 3. Those are the top 3 students. We also have yung 4, 5, and 6. Yung Magtibay, Bandoho, and Infante. Okay, let us view your responses and let us show the correct answer. So the correct answer is letter D. Ano ba yung letter B natin? Letter B is -3264. So how did you get the answer? Dun sa ating question number 2. How did you get that it's letter B? Amoroso, Jeric, Soraya, Magtibay, Bando, Infante, Gonzales, Luma. How did you get your answer? What did you do? Or what did you observe? Yes, Bea? Ano yung na-observe? Yes po, Gonzales. Hindi po kayo naririnig. Raise lang kayo ng raise ng hand.
Hello po, ma'am.
Hello.
Ayan po. Dahil po dun sa sunod na 8, 16, 32, 64 po parang times, ay, ni times 2 po sila. Tapos naging negative
Times 2.
3, ay, basta times po. Tapos yung pansin po sa main negative, negative po, alternative po siya. So yung 16 wala pong next number po is may negative. That's why letter B, -32 to 64 po.
Okay. So, ang napansin niyo daw, minumultiply sa 2 yung mga previous terms. And after that, nakikita niya that the sign is alternating. Ibig sabihin, the first term is positive, the next term is negative. So that's correct, no? That's a good observation. But again, kapag mag-multiply tayo, when we say sequence kasi, you are multiplying a constant number. When we say constant number, it is a number that that you multiply, you add, okay, to the previous terms, and it will give you that kind of sequence. So, kung multiply mo siya sa 2 and napansin mo na alternating yung, yung sign niya, ibig sabihin, hindi lang positive 2 yung minumultiply natin. but we are multiplying negative 2. So, mapapansin niyo dito, nagmo-multiply tayo ng negative 2. Okay? Nagmo-multiply tayo ng negative for us to get the next terms. Okay, multiply negative. And so the answer here is letter B. Next. For number 3, wait lang ayusin ko lang to kasi alam ko yung mali dito. Ito ay S. Ay, sige. Mamaya na lang. Mamaya ko na lang siya banggitin. Okay? So, what are the next two terms? So, sabi mali dyan sa part na yan. Itong A, pero consider nyo na lang yan as the last term of the given set of letters. Is it A, B, C, or D? So, yung mga nasa, pakisagot po, mga nasa class point. Ano kung dito marunong? Ano mo sa ay, ano mo? Si Kobe. Sila si Kobe. Okay, done? Wait lang. Si Kobe. Hindi ko alam. Ba't ako tinatanong? Nagtuturo ako. Mama pumasok. Si Kobe. Hanapin niyo na lang. Baba tayo ay nasa live, every live. At Google Meet, may nawawalang pusa. Okay, wait lang So, as you can see in our screen, there are 7 students who answered A, 4 students who had answered B. Dito sa C, may nagsagot pa. Wala akong nakikita. Okay. So, let us first check the leaderboard. So, still, we have the same number or same points para dun sa ating students who are leading this. So, let's see the responses. Ayan. So, let us show the answer. The answer here is letter D. So, bago ko explain sa inyo ano ba yung pattern na yan, I want to know first bakit ang sagot nyo ay letter A, bakit ang sagot nyo ay letter B, ano muna yung naging basihan ninyo. Sige, you can raise your hand if you want to answer. Bakit yun yung naging sagot nyo? Explain nyo lang para maintindihan ko.
No idea
Yes?
po, ma'am.
No idea. How about the others? Ano yung idea ninyo? Bakit yun yung naging answer ninyo? Sabihin nilalaan lang. Ibig sabihin nilalaan nyo lang. Okay. So actually dito sa Question na to may mali. Okay? So, January, February, March, 8:43 na. Ngayon pa lang papasok sa Dilasan na. Angas. Okay, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Dapat si August naka-skip. Kasi itong mga letters na to are the first letters of the month of the year. Sabi pala ni Lumar, I just thought lang po kasi tig-dalawa po. Akala ko S po sunod. Base sa sabi niyo kasi kanina, S yung huli. Okay. So, ito po kasi ay based on the letters ng ating months of the year. So, yung first letter ng ating mga months for the year. Okay, so January, tapos yung February nakaskip, then March, then yung April nakaskip, May, tapos yung June nakaskip, July, tapos dapat yung August nakaskip din. Okay? Kaya lang hindi siya na-skip. So may mali dito. But the answer here is should be October or O tapos D. Okay? May mali lang dyan sa ating question. But did you get the pattern na tinutukoy ko dito? Nakuha
Opo.
niyo ba yung pattern na tinutukoy ko? Okay. So we're done. Let us proceed to the next question. We have number 4. What is the 11th term in the sequence? Pang 11th term daw. We have -1, -6, -11, -16. Ano naman yung pang 11th term? Okay? Pang 11th term yung hinahanap natin. Ready na ba yung 15 participants? Let us now proceed to the question. Done na ba? Okay, done na. So as you can see, we have two students who answered A. No one answered B. 6 students who answered C. And then we have one student who answered B. Sino ba itong yan? Okay? So, tingnan ulit natin yung leaderboard. We still have the same names. Pero parang nagkapalit yata si Soraya at si Rosales. Tama ba ako na nakita? Nagkapalit silang dalawa ng pwesto ngayon. So let us see your responses. For those who answered C, what pattern did we see sa ating sequence? Dito, sa mga students na to, we have Gonzales, Lumar, Amoroso, Del Rosario, Soraya, Villamor, and Rodriguez. Sabi ni Lumar sa ating chat box, naka-add po -5. Naka-add, all you have to do is to add -5. That's why you get negative 51 as your answer. So let us show the correct answer. The correct answer is letter C. Congratulations dun sa ating mga students who answered C. Okay, next. Ah, ito naman, you don't need to participate sa ating class point. So you can now go back here sa ating chat, or should I say dito sa ating Google Meet. Okay? Now let's start for our number 5 question. In the sequence, e sub n equals negative 1 raised to 18 divided by n plus 2 raised to 3. What is e sub 5? Okay, so we are going to look for a sub 5. Anyone in the group na may idea how to get the a sub 5 or the fifth term? A sub 5 also refers to the fifth term. Yeah, para malaman natin if you really read your modules. Kung talagang nagbasa kayo ng module. Anyone in the group? How about sa FB Live? How did you get um, the missing term? Tulad nito, we are looking for the fifth term. May idea po ba? Kung walang idea, you raise your hand. Pag may idea, keep quiet. Raise your hand if you don't have idea. Ayan, so wala din daw silang idea. How about the others?
May idea po ako.
May idea si Bea. O paano kaya? Sige nga, let's say, Bea, if you are going to answer this, paano natin to sasagutan? Sam, what is
Find
your
the first
idea?
four terms.
At, at the first four terms. Tama ba yung dinig ko?
Find the first four terms.
Hanapin mo na yung first four terms. Ano ba yung first four terms yan? Paano natin makahanap? Diba? You cannot identify the first four terms because you are just given an equation here.
Ma'am,
Yes, Shelly?
wait lang po.
Yes po.
Yung sagot ko ay puwede sabihing sagot mo?
Yes, sige,
Wait,
sige.
yung sagot ko po is letter B po.
Letter
Kasi
B
po
yung answer na.
sinolve po yung sa AN. Ang AN po meron po siyang A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, 4, 5. Iso-solve po yun para ma-get po yung negative 1 over
Ah,
21
ibig
po.
sabihin siguro ni Jerry, ang N daw actually can be replaced by any
One.
number. So it can be replaced by 1, 2, 3, or should I say, the term is to substitute. Okay? All you have to do is to substitute. Pag nag-substitute ka dyan, sa N, syempre dito sa equation, kung ano yung N natin, mag-substitute din tayo dyan. So let's try substituting. Okay? So please be ready with your calculator kasi papasok ko sa inyo to. No? So a sub 5, since we are looking for 5 or the fifth term,
The N is
equals negative 1 raised to 18 divided by n, which is 5, plus 2 cubed. Okay? What is negative 1 raised to 18? Sige nga, negative 1 raised to 18. Ano ba yung rule natin when we have a negative number raised to an even number? Negative to, di ba? Kapag ni-raise mo siya sa even number, ano yung rule? Yes, Bea? Po. Ano yung rule natin pag na sumagot? Sige, tip or trivia. Any negative number, any negative number, when raised to, an even exponent. Example, -1, i-raise natin siya sa 18. Ang magiging answer ay positive. Okay? Pero, kapag ni-raise natin siya to negative exponent, let's say exponent, kulang ako ng n. Exponent, let's say -1 siya, raise natin siya. Not negative, add pala, add. It's add. Ito ako nag-negative exponent. Negative number raised on odd exponent, kunwari 17. Odd yan, right? The answer is negative. Okay? Again, any number, any negative number, kapag even po yung exponent niyan, erase natin siya sa even exponent, the answer is positive. Kapag odd yung exponent niya, it will become negative. So ito, dahil even yung exponent niya, magiging positive yan. So that's positive 1. How about for the denominator? That's 5 plus 2. That is 7 raised to 3. What is 7 cubed? What is 7
21.
cubed?
21 po.
7 cubed. What does 7
Yun.
cubed mean? 7 cubed means 7 times 7 times 7.
Ay,
Apo. So we have 1 over 7 times 7 times 7. What is the answer? Oh, may calculator ba kayo sa cellphone nyo? Gamitin nyo.
C po.
C, the answer is letter.
Ma'am.
Okay. So the answer should be letter C, which is 1 over 343. Okay. So our ace of 5, is 1 over 340. Okay, so ano ginawa natin? Nag-substitute tayo. Ano yung sinubstitute natin? Yung n. Okay, next. How can we find the first four terms? So ito siguro yung binabanggit kanina ng classmate nyo. How can we find the first four terms of this sequence? So ang binigay lang sa atin ay yung general term. Katulad kanina, general term lang din yung binigay sa atin or end term. Okay? So all we have to do is to substitute sa ating n. Anong isa-substitute natin? Dahil first four terms, ibig sabihin ng isa-substitute natin sa n ay 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Substitute natin yan sa n. So, kapag nag-substitute ako, a sub 1 equals 4 times 1 minus 3. May magiging sagot ko? 4 times 1 minus 3.
1 po.
1. A sub 2. Substitute ulit. 4 times 2 minus 3. What will be my answer?
5 po.
5 po. Correct. So what do you think is the answer here? What letter is it? A, B, C, or D?
A po.
Ano yung magiging? Okay. The answer here is letter A. So papansin nyo, ito lang naman yung may 1 5 na first at second term. Kahit i-check nyo si A sub 3, si A sub 4, yun din yung lalabas. Okay? So kapag napansin nyo, ito 1, 5 din. Okay, pareho sila. Kailangan ko pang i-check yung A sub 3. So mag-compute ulit kayo. Pero dahil sa choices natin, ito lang naman. No? So our final answer is letter A. Now let's have number 7. Dito naman sa number 7. Ang hinahanap ay yung rule. Ano ba pag rule? Pag sinabing rule kasi, you're pertaining to the general term or also known as the nth term. Ito kadalasan yung formula. Okay? So ito yung binabanggit ng mga student. Yung formula. Formula. Formula for us to solve this sequence. Okay, so we have 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Ano kaya yung formula for us to get 3, 5? Remember that year 3 is the first term. This is the second term. This is the third. This is the fourth. This is the fifth term. Yes, Rhea?
Si po, ma'am.
Bakit C?
Ginamit ko po yung solution niya. Tapos ginamit ko din po yung mga pwede na yung
Sige nga, can you
kunyari
give
po
me an
2 times
example?
1 plus 1.
2 times 1 plus 1. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, 3, correct.
3. 2
2
times
times
2
2,
plus 1.
5, correct. 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 7, and so on. So the correct answer here is letter C. So ganun lang. Ang gagawin nyo lang, substitute nyo lang. All you have to do is to substitute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 para makita nyo which of the following is the correct general term or rule ng ating sequence. Next, number 8. Which of the following patterns show infinite sequence? By the way, what does it mean when we say infinite? Ano ba ibig sabihin pag sinabi natin infinite? Yes, Jen.
Limitless po.
Limitless or endless. No? We can say that it's endless. A sequence is endless. Paano natin malalaman if it's endless? Ano yung symbol na ginagamit natin
Infinite symbol.
that follows the sequence? Yes po.
Dots po.
Dot, dot, dot. Or ang tawag po natin dyan ay ellipsis. Okay? Pag may nakita kayong ellipsis, isa lang ibig sabihin nun, that sequence is endless. It has no last term. It has no ending. Okay? So, sa letters A to D, alin dyan ang infinite natin?
B po.
Yes, the answer is letter B. Why? Because we have here the ellipsis. At nakita ninyo that there is a ellipsis, meaning this sequence is endless. Unlike the other, tulad nito, ganyan lang siya sa 20. Ito naman, first 50 hanggang pang 50 prime numbers lang. Ito naman, 20 kilometers lang. Okay? Next. If n represents the number of terms, what is the rule for this pattern? So let's say, yung pang fifth term ang binigay, 52. Sixth term, 56. Ano kaya dito yung rule? Ano yung rule that represents this? May mga missing in action daw tayo dito. Sino mga missing in action natin? Sabihin na wala na sila. Okay? Yes.
Di po, ma'am.
Bakit di?
Di ba po, ma'am, yung fifth term is 5 na siya.
Hmm. Yung N mo
So,
is 5.
apo, tapos 4 times 5 is 20 plus 32, 52.
The answer is 52. How about for the sixth term? Ganon din ba? Yung naging answer? Hindi nga.
Hindi po.
4 times 6 plus 32. Is it 56? 4 times 6. What is 4 times 6? 20? Yes, Bea.
24 po.
Ayan, Posrano, 24 plus 32. It's 56. So, 24, sulat natin, plus 32, 56. So, ang rule natin dito ay letter B. Okay? If there is no question, let us have what's in. So, sa what's in, makikita nyo doon meron tayong activity. Where, doon sa activity na yon, you are given a puzzle. So, kung nagbasa kayo ng module, may nakita nyo sana yung puzzle na yun, ano, at nasagutan nyo. And, meron dong mga answer na hinihingi. So, dun sa answer na yon, makikita nyo, nandito na nakasulat na. Okay? So, for 1 to 10, there are answers, but our goal here is not to look at the answer itself, but we have to look at kung paano nakuha yung mga answers. So, we have number 1, 1, 8, 27, 64, 125. Paano kaya nakuha yung 216 na yan? So, ang ginawa dyan is nag-cube tayo ng number. So, ito yung first term nyo, di ba? So, 1 cube, or ibig sabihin, 1 times 1 times 1, kasi kanina, sabi nyo, nag-add kayo. Kaya, nire-remind ko, kapag nag-erase kayo to a certain exponent, that means you have to multiply it to itself. Okay, let's say, 2. 2 cube. That means 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. So, ito yan. Okay? How about this one? Ito, 3 cube. Ito, 4 cube, 5 cube, 6 cube. And so, okay? So, ito, finite lang siya. Hanggang 216 lang. How about for the second example? 4, 20, 100, 500, 2,500. Ano kaya yung pattern? Yes, Postrano.
Times 2 sa 5.
Times 5. Okay, all you have to do is to multiply it to 5. Multiply what? The previous term. So, kung 4 yan, multiply mo sa 5 to get 20. Multiply mo naman to sa 5 to get 100 and so on up to 2,500. How about for number 3, Bea?
May tanong lang po ako sa 1.
Yes po.
Di ba po ano po, yung number po, i-cube.
Hmm?
So, pag
Then,
yung 1 po, ano, 1 cube,
1
1
times
times
1 times 1. Oo.
paano po nakuha yung
Mali.
8?
2 times 2 times 2.
Okay po, thank you.
Ito, 1 times 1 times 1, 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3 times 3, and so on, up to 260. Okay, next, let us have number 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 30. So, what do you think is the pattern here? How did we get the pattern?
1 plus
Yes?
1 po equals 2. 1
Okay,
plus
1
2
plus 1
equals 3.
equals 2. Yes?
2
And
plus 3 equals 5. 5 plus 8 equals 13.
correct. So, the pattern here is, all you have to do is to add the two previous terms. So, si 1, kaya siya 1 lang kasi wala siyang previous term. 1 plus nothing, that's 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. plus 2, 5, and so on until we get 30. So, pinag-add natin yung dalawang previous. Yung number 4 naman, ayan, lumabas na, no? Yung letters, first letters of the months in the calendar. So, January, February, March, April, May, and so on. Wow, ang taray naman ni Benedict Gabriel. Hindi lang siya papasok. Anong oras na? Ah, science. Next, number 5. Yan. Dali na lang yan, kaya pinalabas ko na. Mag-add lang, mag-add lang tayo ng 2 from the previous term. How about for number 6? Number 6. Yes?
128 minus 64, 64 minus 32, 32 minus 16, 16 po.
Okay, sabi niya, 128 minus 64 minus 32. Pero nagbabago. No? Kanina pansinin nyo, times 2, times 2, times 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, pare-pareho, no? How about this one in number 6? Dapat meron din tayong common. Yes, Bella.
Divide
Divided by po. Divided by 2.
Ha? Divided by 2. How about Jimenez?
minus din po, tas divided po pwede.
Divided by 2. Or, pwede natin sabihin, yes, Postrano?
Pwede din po siyang plus, pero paano po? 16 plus 16, 32 din.
Yun naman ang gusto niyo. Okay. As you can see sa number 16, pababa ng pababa yung number. The first term is 128 and as you can see, the last term is 60. So, pwede yung nag-divide tayo sa 2, but we can also say na tayo ay simply multiply to 1/2. Okay? Nag-multiply tayo to 1/2 from the previous term. So, kapag nag-multiply ka ng 1/2 sa 128, that becomes 128 times 1/2, magiging 128 over 2. So, that is 64. So, ganun din, 64 divided by 2, that becomes 30. Okay? Instead of saying nag-divide tayo sa 2, you can always say that you multiplied it to half. Naintindihan po? Now, let's proceed. Okay. So number 7, we add 0 to the previous terms. So naglagay lang tayo ng 0, no? Yes, Fernandez? Ano?
Pwede
Yun
din po
lang.
siya ng 10 times 10 na po.
Times 10. Pwede tayo mag-times 10, no? Times 10, times 10, times 10. Or, pwede rin naman, you just have to add 0. Okay, next, number 8. We multiply the previous term to 3, and then you get the answer. How about for number 9? Madali lang kasi yung 8. Number 9. For number 9, how about for number 9? Yes, Rano?
Nakadepend po sa pagkakasunod-sunod ng number tsaka po ng letter.
Okay, correct. Consecutive numbers and letters. So, 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E. How about for number 10? How about for number 10? Ano kaya yan?
Ang first letter po ng number.
Oh, first letter daw ng number. Numbers 1 to 10. So as you can see, this is all written in the module. So madali nyo siyang babalikan. Let us describe kung ano yung pattern ng mga sumusunod. Okay, so we have 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. Ano kaya pattern yan?
Plus by 4 po.
Add 4 to the
Opo.
previous terms. Okay, correct. Next, ano
Multiply
kaya?
by negative 2 po.
Multiply it by negative 2, correct. Next, anong pattern nito? Ano kaya pattern nito? Yes? Yeah, magsalita na kung sino yung nag-raise. Masyado mabilis, di ko nakita. Sige. Minus.
Wait lang. 1 plus 2 po equals 3. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 4 plus 7 equals 11. Po. Ay, hindi mali.
Hindi daw. Sabi naman ni Mark Louis, multiply daw by 8. So, hindi rin. How about Bea?
1, ay, 1 plus 2 plus 1. 2 plus 4 plus 1. 7 plus 4 plus 1. Ano po ay?
Sabi niya, 1 plus 2 plus 1. Saan mo pa kinuha yung isang 1?
Alam po, nag-add lang po ako.
Anong hula lang. At tinignan niya lang kung tama yung ano niya, yung iisip niya. Okay. So, kanina may sinabi din na 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 4, 11. So, dapat merong constant na pattern, no? Dapat it will apply to each and every one of the terms. Okay? So, pansinin muna natin, no? Try natin kunin muna yung common difference. What is the common difference? Or should I say, hindi common, but let's look at the difference. Para makuha muna natin yung pattern. So, ito, ano yung difference nila? 1. Ito, anong difference nila? 2.
2,
Ito, anong difference?
3,
3. Ito, anong difference?
4,
4. Ito, 5. And
5.
so on. So, anong napansin nyo sa mga difference nila? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, papansin niyo counting numbers yung kanilang difference. Ibig sabihin, ang naging pattern ay adding counting numbers. So, 1 yung umpisa nila, plus 1, naging 2, plus 2, 4, plus 3, 7, plus 4, 11, plus 5, 16, plus 6, 22, and so on. Okay? So, ganun yung pattern niya. Ang pattern nito ay adding consecutive counting numbers. Okay, let's start tayo sa 1 and so on. Next. 50, 49, 47. Ay, may mali yata dito sa given na to. Oh, may mali nga dito. 40. Meron pa tong 44. May 44 yan dyan. Yan, 44 dito. Sige, go. Ano ang pattern nito? Ano po? Yes? Wala na? Wala makasagot? Ano kaya ginawa dito? Is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, division? Yes, Pastrano?
Parang minus po, depende po sa number sunod-sunod. Parang ano po, 50 minus 1. 49. 49 minus 2, 47.
Uh, or simply add negative 1 by adding negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So, nag-add tayo ng negative numbers, no? Or, pwede rin naman sabihin yung nag-subtract, pero we can also say add negative numbers. Okay? From negative 1 and so on. Correct. Next. How about 1, 4, 8, 16, 25? Ano yung pattern niya? May malibad nito. Something na kumunaan. Parang may ano dito. Ito yung mali dito. This is 9. Saan yung pattern nito? Five, four, three, two, one. Sabi niya plus 3, plus 5, plus 7, plus 9. Okay, correct. So we have this plus 3, plus 5, plus 7. And what are these numbers? What do you call these numbers? Itong mga numbers na to. Adding odd numbers. Okay? Adding consecutive odd numbers. Ano ibig sabihin pag consecutive? When we say consecutive, magkakasunod na odd numbers. So from 3, 5, then we have 7, and we have 9, and so on. Because this is, sabi nga ng classmate nyo, no ending, and this is kind of infinite sequence. Now, as you can see sa activity number 2 ng ating module, you are asked to cut strings. Okay? You are asked there to prepare 5 strings of the same length. Okay? Pare-pareho ng length ng string. Yung binigay na task sa inyo. So, let's say, ito yung mga strings. No, drawing na lang tayo. Ano, ang ganda ng drawing ko. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gawin natin yung magkakapantay. Wow. Naging straight lalo. Ayan. So, let's say magkakapantay sila. So, sa unang string, sa first string, you're asked to cut one time. Okay? Sa second string, you're asked to count two times. Two cuts. Sa third string, you're asked to cut three times. Sa fourth, four. Sa fifth, of course, five. So, gawin natin siya. Okay, so isang cut lang. Ilang parts meron? One, two. How about for the second one? Tatlong beses kayo pinaghati or dalawa pala, dalawa. One, two. So ilang parts yan? We have one, two, three. So meron tayong three parts. So sa three, ilang cuts meron? Tatlo. One, two, three. So ito yung first part. Ito yung second part. Ito yung third. Ito yung fourth. Then, how about for the fourth? So, apat daw. One, two, three, four. So, ilan po yung parts na meron tayo? One, two, three. Bakit kaya ganun yung two ko, no? Biglang nag-ano. Isa natin. Two, four, five. And then sa last string, you're asked to cut five times. So, one, two, wait lang. Isa natin. Wala yung ano ko dito. One, two, three, four, five. Yan. Tapos, let's name or let's count the number of pieces that we have. One, two, three, four, five, six. Ayan. So, sa unang hati, sa unang cut, ilang pieces yung nagawa. As you can see, merong dalawa, dito tatlo, dito apat, lima, anim. Tapos, ginawa natin siya ng table. We let this as the x, and we let this as the y. Okay? Bakit siya naging x? Ito yung number of cut na binigay sa atin. At nakadepende sa kanya yung number of pieces. Depende sa number of cut, yung number of pieces na meron tayo. Okay? So, pag ginawa natin siya sa table, ganito yung itsura niya. So, kung nagawa niyo siya sa bahay ninyo, you experience it already. No? So, para saan ba to? I want you to first observe kung ano yung relationship or kung ano yung observation ninyo sa values ng x at sa values ng y. Pinakita ko lang sa inyo where did we get those numbers. Saan natin nakuha yung mga numerong yan. Hanapin mo. Wala eh. Kami ang tawag ko doon wala. Saan mo wala? Gusto ba ka na doon? Hindi nagsarat pag kapansin. Ito? Baka hindi na. Baka nandun lang. Hanap na ito. Okay. Oh, what did you observe? Sa ating
Add by
table.
1 po.
Ha? Add by?
1 po.
Opo, nag-add tayo by 1. Saan tayo nag-add ng 1?
Sa number of cuts po, x. So, para makuha po
Sa
yung
number
answer
of
sa pieces.
cuts. Okay, so let's say Nag-add tayo ng 1, kaya naging 2. Nag-add tayo ng 1, kaya naging 3, and so on. So, kaya nga, alam natin na kung 6 cuts meron, 7 yung pieces. How about kung meron tayong paano kung meron tayong 36 cuts? Ilang pieces ang magagawa natin?
37.
37, correct. Eh, paano kung meron tayong 37 cuts? Ilang pieces?
38.
38, correct. So, yun yung napansin nyo, right? So, what did we do? Number of cuts, which is yung x, add 1 tayo, then we get the number of pieces, which is our y. Pag sinulat natin to ng maayos, or ni-represent natin yung number of cuts and pieces to a variable, which is x and y, ang magiging itsura niya, x plus 1, x plus 1 equals y. Or, pwede natin yung baliktarin, interchangeable naman sila, y is equal to x plus 1. So we got here a formula, okay? Or let's say, general term. Na pwede rin natin gamitin for us to get a sub n. Okay? So, sa sitwasyon na to, we have y equals x plus 1. Or, in sequence, we can express this as a sub n, kasi si y can be substituted as a sub n, at yung x natin can be substituted as n, which is equal to n plus 1. So, ito yung dating y, at ito yung dating variable x. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if we have a sub 232 equals n plus 1, all we have to do is to substitute 232 dito sa n. 232 plus 1, we have 232. Diba? Simple lang siya kahit hindi na natin i-compute. Pero the formula really helps. Medyo madali lang kasi yung sitwasyon na binigay. Pero that's the reason why we need to get the general term, because we need to have a formula na pwede natin gamitin to solve for the bigger numbers or terms. Okay? So, burahin muna natin ito lahat. Burahin ko muna lahat yan. Hirap ng bura, no? Okay. Obviously, there is a pattern described. Sabi nga, pinadescribe ko sa inyo kanina. And we have a formula depending on the number of cuts and the number of pieces. At ang nakuha natin formula is y equals x plus 1. Okay? And ito, from y equals x plus 1, we write it a sub n. So, si a sub n kasi pwede siyang isulat as b sub n, pwede siyang d sub n. Tulad ito, ang ginamit niya ay y sub n, pwede rin yun. As long as you know that means what that means, okay, in the given sequence. So, kapag pinasolve sa atin yung y sub 100, we already know that y sub n is equal to n plus 1. No? So kung y sub 100, 100 plus 1 lang yun, which is 100 y. Or, ang ibig sabihin nitong y sub 100 is a 100th term. Okay, malinaw yon. So let us proceed to find the indicated value of y. So how do we get y sub n kung ang y sub n natin or ang n natin ay 10? So ibig sabihin nito, we are looking for the 10th term. So all we have to do is to substitute. Since our n is 10, substitute lang natin y over 10, or it can also be written as a over 10 equals 2 times 10 plus 1. What is the answer? Buhay pa ba?
20
Kung
po.
buhay pa, mag-raise ng hand. Raise hand lahat. Yan, sige, raise hand. Malalaman ni Google Meet kung sino ang hindi na nagsasalita, hindi na sumasagot, tulog na. Ayan. O, yung iba hindi na sumagot. Ano mo ba, Sanyel? Ayan. So, what is 2 times 10 plus 1?
21.
21, correct. So, what if I want to look for y sub 55? What will be the value of y sub 55? Sige nga, kayo nga. Can you do it? Let's pick a name. Mag-pick tayo ng name. Mga sumali kanina. Ito. Rodrigo. Rodrigo.
Ma'am,
Are you there? Yes? Sige. Can you do y sub 55? O, magsa-substitute lang, no? So, y sub 55 is equal to 2 times 55 plus 1. Ito lang yung pinapalitan natin. Okay? Depende sa kung ano yung hinihingi. Sige, what is the answer, Rodrigo? Yes, Rodrigo.
111 po.
111. What is 2 times 55? Rodrigo. Dalawang 55. Ano, binigyan ka ng nanay mo ng dalawang
110 po.
pesos. 110. Plus 1, that's 111. Correct. Okay? So next, you do it on your own. I'll be picking a name. Let's have this caller. We have Jerry. Jerry, can you do it?
Yes po, ma'am. Wait po.
Okay.
11 po, ma'am.
11. Bakit 11?
2, yung y po sub y sub 5, papalitan po
Y
yung
sub 5.
2 times 5 plus 1.
Is it 2 times 5? What is this?
Ay, raise
Ano
pala
siya?
yun. Cube po.
Exponent siya.
Exponent pala.
Hindi siya cube. Kasi pag cube, 3 lang yon, right? This is 5. So this is 2 raised to 5 plus 1. So what is 2 raised to 5?
2 times 2 equals 4. 4 times 4 equals... Wait po, ma'am. Calcio ko po.
Yes, Lumar. Sumagot na pala si Lumar. Pastrano. Oh, help ka daw nila.
Ano po, equal po sa 26.
26 daw. Lumar, can you explain your answer? Ano ba si Lumar Gonzalez? Can you explain your answer? Okay daw. Sige, explain niya. Pwede ka mag-turn on ng mic if you want. Mga nasa FB Live nanonood, no? Naintindihan kaya nila?
65 po, ma'am.
65? How did we get 65?
Multiply to 5 times po.
Sige,
Plus
5 times. 2 times 2, sabi nga ni Lumar, 2 times 2 is 4. So, dalawa na yon. Meron ka pang tatlo. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, 32. So, ang 2 raised to 5 po is equal to 32 plus 1.
sumo.
We have 33. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang y sub 5 natin is equal to 33. So, next, don't forget that when we say exponent, that means that identifies kung ilang beses mo i-multiply yung number sa sarili niya. Okay, tulad nito, this is 2 times 2 raised to 5. 2 times 5. Kasi kanina sinasabi nyo, it's 2 times 5. That's not correct. That means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times. So, yan yung kailangan yung balikan na lesson ninyo last time. Okay, let's proceed. Next is, we have y sub 20. So, thank you, Lumar, for answering. Hindi niya siguro mabuksan yung kanyang mic, nahihiya siya. How about for this um, question? Bea, gusto daw try ni Bea. Sige,
Y,
Bea, go.
y sub 20 equals to 1 plus 20 half
20
over 2.
divided by 2. What will be the answer?
11 po, ma'am.
11 po. Okay, correct. Lumar and Mark Louis. So that means 20 divided by 2, 10 plus 1, 11. Correct. How about this one? Substitute natin. Yes. Ano yun na? Hindi ko nakita yung name. Ay, 15. So we have y sub 15 equals 3 times the square root of 10 plus 1 or 15 plus 1. What is 15 plus 1?
16 po, ma'am.
16. What is the square root of 16?
4.
What is the square root? 4. So
4.
that's 3 times 4. Remember that the operation between 3 and the square root of 16 is multiplication. Yung multiplication dyan, you have to multiply them. So y over 15 is equal to 12. Okay, 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Next. Ayan. How about this one? Ang n natin ay 5. So we have y sub 5 is equal to negative 2, 5 times 5 squared. So what is 5 squared? Sabi daw nila ang sagot po 100 or 50 or 100. What is 5 times 5?
25.
25. And 25 times negative 2. Kasi may negative dito eh. Negative,
50.
negative 50. Okay? So, ulitin natin that 5 squared is 25. And if you multiply that to negative 2, magiging negative 50. So, ang ating fifth term ay negative 50. So, based from the activity na ginawa yung string, let us have the definition of sequence. When we say sequence, it is a set of objects which is listed in specific order. So there is a specific order, one after another. So each element or each member is called term. So kapag may sequence ka na 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, may nag-decide, ang tawag natin dito sa mga to ay term. Okay? Term ang tawag natin dyan. Siyempre, uh, we can write it this way. And yung A sub 1 natin dito represents the first term. A sub 2 represents the second. A sub 3 represents the third. A sub n represents the nth term, and so on. So let us say that we have this kind of sequence. This is your A sub 1. Kasi yan yung first term mo. Okay, this is A sub 1. This is A sub 2. A sub 3. A sub 4. A sub 5. A sub 6. And so on. Okay, so that is what we call sequence. There is a specific order. Now, what are the classification of sequence? Nabanggit nyo na siya kanina. We have finite and infinite. So what does this mean? Ano ba yung definition ng finite and infinite? When we say finite, it contains a limited number of terms. You just have to remember the word limited. It has an end or it has a last term. So yun yung mga kailangan nyo tandaan when we say finite. And how about infinite? When we say infinite, nabanggit na to kanina ng classmate nyo, it's countless, it's endless, and it has no end term. Then, kapag may nakita kayong ellipsis, like this, yung tinatawag yung dot, 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 at the end, it shows that the sequence is infinite. Okay? So, yun lang yung difference nilang dalawa. Now, I want you to state whether the following is finite or infinite. So, both live, Facebook Live, and itong Google Meet natin, what I want you to do is to type if the given is finite, and type I if the given is infinite. Okay? So let us proceed to number 1. Fraction between 1 and 2. Is it finite or infinite? Is it finite or infinite? Pwede na kayo mag-type. Late ba yung ano ko? Ayan. So yung mga nagtatype na pala. Akala ko wala. So, is it finite or infinite? Yan. Ang mga sagot nila ay F. That means it's finite. Correct. The answer is finite. Next. Saan ako? Yan. How about the next one? Set of prime numbers. Is it finite or infinite? Sabi ko, pag finite, you just have to type F. Pero pag infinite, you just have to type I. So, their answer is I. Ano yung if? Finite tsaka infinite? Dalawa sila. Ano yung if? Ang dami nagsagot ng if. So, this is infinite. Bakit siya infinite? Because this is countless. Cannot, you don't know the last term. The last term is not given. Or there's no last term here when we talk about prime numbers. Okay? Next. Set of seven natural numbers. Set of seven natural numbers. Yes, the answer is F. Why is it F? Because you are going to have seven numbers only. Now it has last term. Set of COVID patient in PCGH. F, of course. Um, kapag wala na or namatay na yung virus, we'll have a definite, I mean, we'll have um, number of patient, no, mauubos din yung mga number of patients dyan sa hospital na yan. Okay, definitely. Next, how about this? We have 2, 4, 6, 8, dot, 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 800. Ayan, ang sagot nila ay I, yung iba ay F, yung iba if. Pag if ba, dalawang sagot nyo? I tsaka F. Ayan. So, sagot ng karamihan ay F. Yes, that's correct. Ang answer ay F, finite. Why? Because the last term is given here. Okay, as long as the last term is indicated, it's finite. Now, sometimes in a sequence, you need a general term. Why? Because you are going to look for... Andito, hindi si Chantal. Oh. Nakikinig, nag-aaral. Okay, so sometimes we need a general term. Why? Because we have to solve for the unknown. Ano kung hindi binigay sa yung sequence? Paano mo makukuha yung hinahanap na term? So you need a general term. Now, dito, in finding the general term, bibigyan ka ng sequence, hanapin mo yung general term. Okay, using that sequence. And para malaman mo, you have to observe, of course, yung kanyang um, pattern. Tulad ng ginagawa natin kanina. So dito, we have x, 2x squared, 3x cubed, 4x raised to 4, 5x raised to 5, 6x raised to 6. So what do you think is the general term? General term pertains to, sometimes we call it formula. No? Formula ng sequence. Anong napansin niyo sa pattern na to? Or dito sa
Magkasunod-sunod
sequence
po.
na to? Ano po?
Depende po pagkakasunod-sunod sa exponent po tsaka sa number.
Mm-mm. So, saan kaya natin nakuha yung numerator niyan? So, bakit kaya ito 2, 2, bakit kaya ito 3, 3, 4, 4, and so on. So, nakadepende siya kung anong term. Diba? Tulad nito, it is the first term. So, ang kanyang numerator, ang kanyang, what do you call this? Numerical coefficient ay 1, at ang kanyang exponent ay 1. And remember, 1 is uh, not driven when it comes to this kind of sequence. Yes, may nagsagot. Plus 1x squared, ganun ba yun? Remember na kapag ang x, meron tong, kunwari, ito ay x squared. Kunwari 2x squared, tapos nag-add ka ng x. You cannot add them. Why? Because their exponents are different. Diba? Yung exponent nito 1, exponent nito 2, you cannot add them. In addition or subtraction of terms, they have to be similar terms. Okay? Kapag similar, dapat yung exponent and base ay same. Tulad nito, bigyan ko kayo ng example. Kunwari, 2x squared plus x squared. Yan, pwede natin siyang i-add. Magiging 3x squared yan. Kasi, pareho sila nito. Ano lang ina-add natin? Ito, numerical coefficient. Meron yung kasing 1 dyan. Okay, let's say we have 5x cubed plus 3x cubed. Pwede natin silang i-add kasi pareho sila ng base at ng exponent nito. Yung x cube. Pareho sila ng x cube. So we have 8x cube. Ganun po pag addition. Pero, the problem here is we are pertaining to the sequence. Since you are pertaining to the sequence, ano kaya? Napansin ninyo, actually nakasulat na dyan yung tinatanong ko, no? Each term has the same exponent and coefficient. So, mapapansin nyo, each term, ito, no, binanggit na dyan, each term has same exponent and coefficient. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, if you are going to write the general formula of this, yung coefficient niya at yung exponent ng x ay pareho. Depende sa kung ano yung term. So, kung ang term mo ay e sub n, ang numerical coefficient mo ay n, at ang exponent mo ay n. Like for example, what if I am looking for a sub 6? So, ang n ko ay 6, x raised to 6, which is the same with this. Okay? So, yun po yung ginagawa natin. Tinitingnan natin yung pattern, and then we are trying to come up with a general formula or general term na pwede natin i-represent for that sequence. Sige. Let us have the explanation. We can write this sequence in as a sub n. So, makikita nyo. As a sub n equals nx raised to n. Where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And a sub n is called the general term or n term. So we have to find the general term of the given several terms. Like for example, dito sa number 1, we have 3, 8, 13, 18, and 23. Ano kaya yung general term niyan? So para makuha natin yung general term niyan, we have to first look at the given sequence. Ano kaya yung pattern niyan? So let's pick a name. Villamore. Ano po yung pattern nito? Villamore. Tell me more. Okay. Ba't sila nagpapasalamat sa akin? Salamat ba? Meron na silang ano. Okay, what is 3, 8, 13, 18, 23? Add by 5. Hindi niyo pa lang pinasagot si Villamore. Sabi nga, add by 5. Ano po, nag-add tayo ng 5, right? So, sa pag-add ng 5, ayan, add tayo ng 5 for us to get the next terms. So, ngayon ang gawin natin is alamin how can we get the general term. So, alamin mo natin ano ba yung first term natin, ano yung second term, third, fourth, and fifth term. So, yung first term natin ay 3, second term ay 8, and we have 13, 18, and 23. Okay? So, 3, wala tayong inad dyan, no? Because that's our first term. 3 lang yan. How about for the second term? Nag-add tayo ng 5. How about for the third term? Nag-add ulit tayo ng 5. Pero saan tayo nag-add ng 5? Nag-add tayo ng 5 doon sa 8, which is yung 3 plus 5. Binaba ko lang siya actually. Ibaba lang natin siya dito. Then, ito, baba natin dito. That's 3 plus 5 plus 5. Then, nag-add tayo ng another 5 to make it 18. So, pag inad niyo lahat, that's 18. And ito naman, we have 3. Baba natin siya dito. Kasi that's 18. That represents 18. Tapos, nag-add na naman tayo ng another 5. Ayan. So as you can see, ang ginawa natin, sa umpisa nag-add tayo ng 5 sa 3. Tapos nag-add ng 5, nag-add ng 5, nag-add ng 5. So sa una, sa first term, ilang 5 ba yung inad natin? Ilan? Sa pangalawang term, ilang 5 yung inad natin? Sa pangatlo, ilang 5 ulit? No? Bilangin natin kung ilang 5 yung ina-add natin. Kasi constantly, we are adding 5. Bilangin natin. Dito sa baba, ilang 5 to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Dito, ilan?
3,
3.
3
Dito?
po. Dalawa.
Dito po?
2,
2,
1,
1,
0.
2, 0. Correct.
0.
So, kaya siya naging 3, kaya siya naging 8, 13, 18, 22. Okay? So, ang ingay naman ni Fernandez. Mute mo naman yung... Yan, very good. Okay. Dahil nakamute na siya, let's move. So, we are done counting kung ilan yung 5 na inad natin kanina. So, nanggaling siya sa 3, then nag-add ka lang ng nag-add ng 5 ng ilang beses. Now, remind ko lang ulit, this is the first term, this is the second term, third, fourth, and fifth term. Now, what I want you to look at, gusto ko munang tignan ninyo itong bilang ng 5 na inad natin. Sa tingin ninyo, saan kaya nanggaling yan? No? Pertaining to the number of terms, ilan kaya? Like for example, I want to get the 10th term. So that's 3 plus 5. Ilang 5 yung i-add ko? Kung gusto kong makuha yung 10th term. Observe nyo to.
8 na 5 po.
8 na 5? 8 ba? Bakit 8? Nag-times 2 ka, no? Times 2, times 2. Observe nyo po muna ito. Kung first term, wala. Kung second term, isa. Kung third term, dalawa. Fourth term, tatlo. Fifth term, 4. So pag 10th term, ilan? Ilan yung n na i-add natin? I mean, ilang 5 yung i-add natin?
9,
9. How did you get 9? Paano nyo nakuha yung 9? Ano ba yung napansin mo dito sa number of n at dito sa number of term? Oy, sorry. Sige. At dyan sa number of term natin. Ano sagot?
Ano po ulit tanong, ma'am?
Paano nakuha yung paano nakuha yung 9? How did we get 9? Ano ba napansin niyo sa mga terms? Ito yung mga number of terms at ito yung number ng file na ina-add natin. Ang napansin niyo, bakit to 0? Anong ginawa natin? Nag-add ba tayo? Nag-divide ba tayo? Nag-multiply ba tayo? Anong ginawa natin? How did we get 0? When it comes to the number of terms. Yes, Bea.
Siyempre, ayun po yung first term.
First term. Yes, that is the first term. I-relate natin sa first term. Bakit 0?
Because wala pong inad na 5.
Ha? Hindi tayo nag-add ng 5. Kaya nga, hindi tayo nag-add ng 5. So, kung titingnan ninyo, kapag 1 yung term or first term siya, no 5 yung i-add natin. Okay? And kung i-relate natin yan, makikita ninyo, kapag first term, mag-minus tayo ng 1 para ma-determine natin yung number of 5 na i-add natin. Paano kung second term? Minus 1 ulit. 1 lang ang i-add natin na 5. Isang 5 lang. Kapag third term, dalawang 5 lang kasi nag-minus 1 ka. So, saan natin nakuha to? Nakuha natin siya if we are going to subtract 1 to our end. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga to, yung number, yung bilang ng 5, ay nakadepende sa kung ano or pang ilang term yung hinahanap mo. Kasi that is n minus 1. So, ano yung magiging formula natin dito? Let's say, I am looking for a sub 10. So, ang magiging formula ko dito, dahil a sub 10 yan, that is 3 plus 5 times 10 minus 1. Kaya 9. Okay? So, ito yung magiging formula ko dyan. Naintindihan? So, burahin ko lang itong nasa taas ha, para makaproceed ako. Para mas ma-explain ko sa inyo ng maayos. So, again, saan natin nakukuha yung bilang ng number 5 na ina-add natin? Nagma-minus 1 tayo dun sa ating n. Okay? So, kung yan ay a sub 10 equals 3 times 5, ay 3 plus 5 times 10 minus 1, ang gawin natin siyang general term. So, ano yung magiging general term nito? All we have to do is to substitute n dun sa ating term. Pang 10 yung hinahanap ko, di ba? So, ibig sabihin ng n ko ay 10. So, that is e sub n equals 3 plus 5 times yung 10, gagawin natin siyang n. So, that's n minus 1. Tapos, ang gawin natin is simplify natin, no, yung formula. So, we have 3 plus, distribute natin yung 5. 5 times n minus 1, so that's 5 times n, 5n. 5 minus or times negative 1. 5 times negative 1. Listen natin yung arrow. Yan. That gives us negative 5. Simplify or combine the similar terms. Ano yung mga similar terms niyan? We have 3 and negative 5. So, 5 in, ano yan? Ba't ayaw na sumulat? So, that's 5 in 3 minus 5. What is 3 minus 5? What is 3 minus 5?
2.
Negative
2.
2, ma'am.
Negative 2. So, our general formula is 5n minus 2. Okay? So, ano yung ginawa natin? To wrap it up, ay, akala ko eraser na yung inaano ko. To wrap it up, ano yung gusto kong maalaman ninyo? Kapag ganitong klaseng pag ganitong klaseng sequence, yung meron kayo na nag-a-add lang kayo ng constant number, pag nag-add lang kayo ng constant number, all you have to do is to remember yung iyong first term. Ano pa yung kailangan mong tandaan? Yung common difference. Common difference. Ano yung common difference na tinatawag natin? The common difference is this. Ito yung first term mo, ito yung common difference mo. So sa case na to, ang first term natin ay 3 at ang common difference natin ay 5. So yun yung kailangan yung tandaan. Bakit? Kasi what you need to do is to substitute that to this formula. A sub n equals yung first term mo plus the common difference, or ito kasi ginagamit nating letter dito is yung common difference times n minus 1. So itong n minus 1 na to, fix na yan. Yan lang yung kailangan yung ilagay dyan. Okay? So, like for example, magbigay tayo ng example. Let's say, ang sequence ko dito ay 5, 15, 25, 35, and so on. So, ano yung magiging first term ko? My first term would be 5, and the common difference is 10 and 10. So my first term is 5. So a sub n is equal to first term, which is 5, plus the common difference, which is 10, times n minus 1. Okay? Now, let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get the fourth term. A sub 4 plus 5, or equals 5, plus 10, times 4 minus 1. And that's 3. Okay? So solve natin dito. That is equal to 5 plus 10 times 3. And 10 times 3 is 30. So 5 times plus 30, we have 35. Diba? Madali lang. So ano lang yung kailangan yung tandaan when getting the general term? All you have to remember is the first term and the common difference. Then, madali mo na makukuha yung general term. Malinaw? Kapag meron kayong constant term na ina-add. Ganito yung way of getting the general term. Any question to this? May question po ba? Pag walang question, raise your hand. Pag meron, don't raise your hand. Pag walang question, raise your hand. So, ganun lang, okay? Let's have another example. Mukhang wala naman tayo. Tingnan natin, tingnan niyo, baka maguluhan lang kayo. Let's proceed. Tagal ko pala neto. Okay, okay. Okay. Ito, we have a different sequence. Hindi tayo nag-add. Anong dapat gawin natin dito for us to get the next terms? Ano yung dapat gawin for us to get the next term? Yes, Arias Gado? Yes, Posrano?
Ita times po, ma'am.
Ito times po sa 3. Okay? Dahil ito times natin siya sa 3, ano kaya yung magiging ano natin? Formula. Oh. So, all nasa school na. Ano kaya? Sa tingin ninyo, saan nakadepende yung bilang ng 3? Diba? 3, ito, 3 times 3, 3 times 3 times 3. Ito yung first term, ito second term, ito yung third, yung fourth, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So, saan kaya nakadepende yung bilang ng 3 na i-multiply natin? Nakadepende siya sa
Number of term.
Apo, sa number of term, yung n natin. Ito. So, kapag ginawa natin yan ng general term, ang general term niyan ay d sub n equals, we have 3, raise natin siya sa n. Diba? Kasi ang meaning niyan, kunwari, 3 raised to 3, ang ibig sabihin kasi niyan, 3 times 3 times 3. And yung 3 natin dyan means that is the third term. Okay? So, kapag ganito naman yung klase ng sequence na meron kayo, or nakita ninyo, multiply nyo lang siya sa 3, ganun yung ginagawa. All you have to do is to raise the first term sa n. Okay, paano pag ganito? 5, 25, 125, sunod, 625, diba? And so on. Bakit naging 4 na yung tuldok ko? And so on. Diba? Nag-multiply tayo sa 5. So, times 5, times 5, times 5. So, ano lang ang gagawin natin? All we have to do is to copy 5 and then erase natin siya sa kung ilan. Dito isa, dito dalawa, tatlo, apat. Okay? So, ganyan po kapag ang sequence nyo is by multiplication to a constant number. Malinaw to? If malinaw, paki-raise yung hand niyo, then let's proceed to the next. Diba? Madali lang siya. Next is, para matapos na tayo, kasi 10 na. O, ito naman, how about this one? 1, square root of 2, square root of 3, 2, square root of 5. Yes, Hannah? Jeric? Naka-raise pa yung handle eh. Jeric? Sa tingin mo, anong sagot dito? Hello, hello, hello. Nandiyan pa kayo, hello, hello. Kamusta man kaya yung mga nasa FB live natin? 6 na lang silang natira. Dito, ilan na lang tayo? Konting-konti na lang. Hmm. Gusto niyo pa ba? Multiply po. Ay, kanina pa pala yung chat ni Mark Louie. Multiply daw. Apo, multiply yung kanina. How about this one? Ano kaya? Sa tingin, ito yung first term eh. First term, second term, third, fourth, fifth. Ano kaya magiging formula natin? A sub n equals Chang? Ano ba si Chang? Ayan ang sumagot ha. Pastrano. Pastrano? Nandiyan ka pa?
Wait lang mo.
Ano lang, kahit anong idea lang. Hindi naman kayo pagagalitan pag mali yung sagot nyo. At least sumagot ka. Yes? Ma. What? Oh. Ha? Ano na po? It is square root of square root of what? Square root of yes, Bea.
And po.
And correct. Ganun lang. O bakit siya 1? Kasi square root of 1 is equal to 1. Square root of 2, square root of 2 pa rin yan. Square root of 3, square root of 3 pa rin. Square root of 4 is 2. Kaya 2 na yung answer dyan. Ito square root of 5, square root of 2 pa rin. Okay? Next. How about this one? 1 over 2, 1 over 3. Sa tingin ninyo, ano kaya yung formula natin? So natin.
1 over n.
1 over n. Sige nga, try nga natin. 1 over n. So what if I am looking for the first term? So that's 1 over 1. Tama ba siya? Equal ba to dito? Sige, ano yung kulang? Instead of 1 over n, should be, yes, Lumar? Ayan, may sagot pala siya. Square root, ay, square root of n. Galing na pala yung square root of n. 1 over n plus 1, correct. So, dapat, so lang natin dito, dapat e sub n is equal to 1 over n plus 1. Kaya kapag kinuha niyo yung first term, that's 1 over 1 plus 1, which is 1 half. Okay? How about number 5? 1, 8, 27, 81. Tama ba to? May mali dito. Let's check the answer. At tama naman pala. So that's 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube. Eh, may mali nga. 4 cube dapat. Ano dapat? Ano yung kulang dito? Kapag 4 cube, ano dapat? Should be 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4 is 60. 60. 60 ano? 64. So, may mali lang dyan. Itong 81, no? So, kaya nag-proceed na ako. So, how about this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ano yung first term yan? First term is 3. First term is 3. How about the difference? Anong difference? What is the difference? Common difference.
1.
1,
1.
1, 1, 1.
1,
Yan,
1.
correct. So we'll have 3 plus 1 times n minus 1. So this is a sub n. Okay? So that will be 3 plus n minus 1. So n plus 2. Ayan yung a sub n. Yan. Okay? So ganun lang. Next. How about this? Parang napansin niyo sa numerator and sa denominator. 3, 2, 5, 3. Ano kaya? Ito 1. So, ibig sabihin, kung 1 yan, pareho yung numerator and denominator. So, kung 2 to, 2, baka 2 rin yan. Okay? Let's say the numerator is 2. How about the denominator? 3, 5. Ano kulang? Dito 4. Dito 3. Ibig sabihin dito 2. So, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ito, ano to? Ibig sabihin 6 yung ano niyan, yung denominator niyan. Ito, sabihin, puro 2 yan. Yan. So, mapapansin nyo, yung numerator niya is 2, yung denominator niya ay 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, kung ganun yung sitwasyon, ibig sabihin, if this is your first term, this is the first term, so yung denominator niya, let's say yung n natin, nag-add tayo ng 1. So, our e sub n is equal to 2 divided by n plus 1. Bakit ganun yung naging answer natin? In-observe natin yung numerator, napansin nyo merong 2 and 2. Yung iba, bakit 1? Kasi na-simplify na sila. Tulad nitong si 1 half. Kaya siya na-simplify kasi galing siya sa 2/4. Ito naman, kaya siya na-simplify kasi nanggaling siya sa 2 over 6. Kaya siya naging 1 half. Ito naging 1/3. Okay? And napansin niyo yung numerator niya, lahat 2. So this is the formula for this sequence. Malinaw, bakit yan yung naging formula? Okay, next. Tapusin lang natin to, no? 2, 8, 18, 32. May mali ba dito sa given na to? Naisip ko kung may mali dito. Times. Alam ko may mali dito. Let's move. Ito. Ano yung magiging formula nito? Ito yung first term. Ito yung second term. Ito yung third. At ito yung fourth. What's common? Meron silang square root at merong plus 1. So, sa tingin ninyo, ano yung nasa loob ng square root? If that is a sub n equals, ano yung nasa loob ng square root siguro?
N.
N, okay. So, let's say a sub 1 equals square root of 1 plus 1. And square root of 1 is 1. So, 1 plus 1 is 2. So, tama. How about a sub 2? A sub 2 is equal to square root of 2 plus 1. Since you cannot combine them, still square root of 2 plus 1 pa rin siya. And so on. So, ibig sabihin, tama na ito yung ating general term. Yan. So, we have moved to what's more, and this will be done at home. So, ano yung gagawin nyo? You have to write the first 4 terms of each sequence na meron tayo. Assume that n starts with 1. Okay? You have to start with 1. first four terms. Ito naman yung another formula. And next naman, you have to identify or find the indicated term. Dito hanapin mo yung A sub 100. Dito hahanapin mo naman yung A sub 9. Next, pangatlong gagawin is you have to write the expression or you have to give the general term. Yan. General term nito mga to. Okay? Then you have to answer what have I learned. So para masagutan niyo yan, you have to connect this term to the given definition. And then you will answer the following questions. Okay, next is for your assessment, I'll be giving you the Google form link. Then you will also answer this one, what can I do for our asynchronous class? Okay? So, sagutan niyo po yan lahat sa ating notebook. Malinaw po ba? And these activities or tasks will help you be ready sa inyong assessment. Kasi meron kayong assessment and meron kayong written work. So, sa written work nyo, may mga exams kaming pasasagutan. Okay? Para hindi kayo mahirapan, dapat i-practice nyo ng i-practice ang inyong mga sarili. So, again, I'll be posting the Google Form sheet or link for our assessment 1 for the first quarter. So, I'll be posting it first here. Copy-paste nyo na lang sa inyong mga notes para hindi mawala ang link. At make sure na naka-by subject siya para hindi kayo mahirapan pag naghahanap na kayo. Okay? So, that would be all. Let us first, I am going to first screenshot kung sino yung nandito pa. I-send ko sa ating group. Patunay na nandito kayo and you're still with me. So, para to end this session, what I want you to do both in FB Live and in this Google Meet is to write your name and to type done. Write your name and then type done sa ating chat box to end our class. Wow. Type your name and then write nyo done. Okay? Nakapag-type na ba? Ayan. Nauna si Rodrigo. We have Hannah. How about the others? Ibig sabihin niya natapos niyo yung klase. Okay? Para may alam ako kung sino talaga yung nakatapos sa klase. Ayan. So, if you're done typing your name and the word done, pwede na kayong mag-leave. Thank you for being with me today. And I am hoping to still see you in our next class. Just have to type done before you leave. Bandoho, pwede na mag-leave kapag tapos na mag-type ng done. Kaya, tapos na mag-type ng done, pwede na mag-leave. May dumadagdag pa rin, ano? So, itong mga naiwan, ibig sabihin ito yung mga wala namang naririnig simula kanina. Ayan. Ay, hindi. Dito pala si Mark Louie. Sige na, left na Mark Louie. Nag-update yung ano. Sige, okay na yon. Sana all may laptop. May laptop pala kayo eh. O, ano na, Daniel Fernandez, Tuldak, tsaka Chang. Hanggang dito na lang tayo. Mag-left na kayo. Chang, left na. Ayaw mo mag-left, ako magle-left.